Greetings all you fellow artards of the internet, I'm Rhythm Rev, and the internet sure is a deadly place to be. So, as of recently, a weird trend has been rapidly on the rise with internet artists and Photoshop experts online. Basically, someone will look at a design created by a Japanese game developer, and after being absolutely horrified, will then take it upon themselves to create an edit of the art that always turns out to be worse than the original. This has happened with multiple characters over the course of the year, so let's go over each one, shall we? Atlus has been dropping a lot of Persona 5R teasers over the course of the year because it's basically the only thing they've been doing as of late besides Catherine Full Body and neglecting SMT. In P5R, a new character is introduced to the story known as Kasumi, who I'm not terribly fond of, but that's besides the point. Kasumi was revealed to be another member of the Phantom Thieves, and when her metaverse outfit was revealed, all the mothers and a select few artists fainted at such a sexualized sight. Thighs! Yeah, no, I'm not even kidding. This is basically what people have been so up in arms about over the design, that it shows off her thighs, completely neglecting the reason why it's like that to begin with. Kasumi is a gymnast, and it's part of her identity as a character. As such, it directly translates into her metaverse outfit because, for those of you unaware, the metaverse outfits are a reflection of the character's inner personality. Artists have taken Kazumi's art and fixed it. Yeah, sure. The reason why these designs don't exactly work as well as the official art, other than the fact that leather pants are gross, is because of the core JRPG gameplay of Persona 5. That is, raiding palaces as a thief with your acrobatic capabilities. Pants might subdue her ability to do that, and a floofy skirt would most definitely hinder this. Know how all of the other Phantom Thief girls have no skirts whatsoever? It's exactly for this reason. To best sum up about how I feel about this, it would at best be unnecessary and at worst fail to capitalize on the character's identity, which goes against the entire purpose of a character design. Moving on from that, we have the upcoming game by Square Enix, the much awaited Final Fantasy VII Remake that's coming out next year. Firstly, the character Aerith has been tweaked by some Japanese fans who were disappointed with her design, so they shortened her face, gave her bigger eyes, and softened much of her features.
Why?
What is even the point of this? So you think a character in a game is not up to your personal standard of attractiveness, so you have to take the time to modify the character so it fits in that standard? That's like if you kidnapped every woman you don't find attractive and performed surgery on her so she does. Unnecessary. That's precisely the word I would use to describe this. When Tifa Lockhart was revealed this past E3, a similar case occurred. For some reason, some madman couldn't accept Tifa with socks and conjured this. Who asked for this? Literally, I mean, I thought the original was fine for the remake, but I guess someone just needed more Tifa titty. Again, it's unnecessary and really only serves for those weird guys who have an oddly specific requirement for their video game waifus. Okay, now here's the big one. The one you're probably really here to listen about. Nessa from the upcoming Pokemon Sword and Shield game was a colossal bombshell dropped last E3 that created tidal waves online. But whilst I would say a large majority of people, including me, love her, there's a sizable amount of people online who have a problem with her. Specifically, how she dresses. They think that a water type gym leader who swims shouldn't be wearing this obviously typical swimming gear. And yup, these people have brought edits with them. Lord have mercy. Now, the noticeable thing about this one, other than it looking bad even at a lower quality, is that she has a lot longer clothing. If a competitive swimmer wants to hold their own in a competition, they would most likely choose clothes that produce the least amount of friction when swimming, like a Speedo or shorts and a top that Nessa wears. Again, this design fails to understand the essential element that goes into a character design. Another fix has been created, and this one is leagues better, but still just also dips into the point of why would you do this territory? Like, does giving Nessa this bodysuit under her perfectly fine swimsuit really gonna make you sleep that much better at night? Are we seriously at the point where we need to censor swimsuits for being too sexual? I don't even think any of these people even understand the concept of something being sexual anymore. But, oh, it doesn't stop there. Oh, how I wish it would. To throw a monkey wrench into an already bad situation, people have now legitimately taken issue with people drawing Nessa with technically lighter skin. Let me be absolutely clear. They are drawing her in a certain color palette that makes her skin look lighter. Not fair skin tone. Just lighter. Her skin is lighter along with the rest of her. These drawings should show exactly what I mean. And just how do people respond to this Asian artist depicting a character in an abstract color scheme? Well, shit hits the fan. Pretty quickly, in fact. In one particular case, it's been well documented, so let's tear it apart, shall we? It begins with an artist known as Nachiko uploading their rendition of Nessa, sporting an abstract color scheme. As it begins to gain attention, some begin to wonder why her skin has such an odd color, claiming, "She isn't dark enough," which is something you'll see a lot of people mention here. They begin to claim that Nachiko is specifically trying to whitewash Nessa, and remember, they're Asian. If they wanted to whitewash a character, they would have virtually no reason to do so to begin with, because people living in Japan have virtually no experience with racism, and what is seen as offensive since they have not been directly affected by it. That's why when you see those weird, shocking advertisements poking fun at Americans, it's, usually gone without a hitch. People started making, in massive air quotes, educated criticism towards the artist as if they themselves know the first thing about art. Silence, checkmark! And, of course, someone made an edit of the art because we can't go one goddamn day without someone trying to show off their Photoshop skills. And I'm just gonna say it. It looks horrible. It doesn't fit at all with the other colors because our good friend Nachiko over here knows what he's doing. They have actual experience in color theory and aren't just coloring their art in a bland manner so it appeases the art and design police. And then this dude has the gall, the nerve, to say, after Nachiko so kindly asks them to take down their post, "Actually, I'm within my right. It's for learning and putting you in your place." What do you mean? And Nachiko, the sweet cinnamon roll they are, reaches out directly to this person and has a one-on-one chat, visibly feeling remorse, yet standing his ground and defending his art policies and why he hasn't taken down his post, only to be met with a non-apology and a lecture. Seeing how people treat them and how it's visibly weighed down tremendously on their psyche really breaks my heart, man. Like, literally, I'm taking the time right now. If you have Twitter, go follow Nachiko right now and support them. Link in the description. Please, this person has suffered enough. Phew, that was a roller coaster. Sadly, it doesn't even end there. Merryweather, most known for their Internet Explorer comics, also has met the same fate, causing them to create a newer version of the comic, where Nessa has darker skin, which doesn't look awful. Definitely helps that the edit has been done by the original artist.
Yo, no disrespect, British homie, no disrespect. But I thought you were just a regular black. I know you black, but you ain't black.
The website, The Mary Sue, which is an appropriate title by the way, has wrote an article about this issue, and I'm sure it'll be just lovely. While I would be reluctant to call myself a gamer, how come? Join us. Every time this issue comes up, a million excuses are provided as to why whitewashing is okay. No, that's not what's happening here. The two reasons why this whole whitewashing crisis is erupting is because of people not understanding art and color theory, or they're falling victim to bait. So, first of all, why does colorism matter? Short answer, lighter skin tones are seen as superior in many countries in Africa, Asia... I'm gonna have to stop you right there. Throw that preconceived notion out the window because you sure aren't understanding why people love Nessa or other dark-skinned characters like Marina and Twintel. It's because of the dark skin. It adds to their appeal. It makes them unique, different, and it adds diversity. That's the reason why they like them so much. Why I like them so much. We already had our light-skinned waifu with Sonya, but she was dropped nearly instantly when Nessa was revealed. Plus, compare the amount of people that like Splatoon's Marina to those who like Pearl. It's like an overwhelming 99-to-1 ratio. The article goes on this long-winded spiel about how it's commonly thought among people that light skin is better, which was an argument brought up a lot when people were basically harassing Nachiko. The thing is, it isn't. At least not with the corners of the internet that this has been hitting. Like I mentioned, darker skin tends to prevail over fair skin. I, for one, actively prefer dark skin over light skin. If anything, I consider the people constantly bringing up this apparent complex in the world to be perpetuating this notion rather than going against it. Hell, I'd never even heard of it before researching this video. You're imposing this mindset into the discussion that would have been way better off without it. This article was titled, "Asking for accurate skin color in fan art is not an attack," and while it inherently isn't, the witch hunt that has resulted from people feeling that their artistic vision is superior is definitely, at the very least, disrespectful. And the harassment and belittlement of artists, which is the most oppressed group by the way, is most definitely an attack upon them, and anyone who has engaged in such savage behavior should immediately be ashamed of themselves. Now, onto the final stretch of this video, a comical one hopefully leave you feeling better after this video. Some good old-fashioned internet bait. Artists, particularly ones from overseas who couldn't care less about race politics, have been poking fun at the demands people have been making towards artists. A good one to start is this one, where Nessa has turned white. The caption even mentions Nintendo and tells them to hire them. It's obviously a joke, and that's definitely the impression I get from people creating these edits. They're trying to exude this air of knowing what they're doing and being capable of creating good character designs, when ironically, they know nothing about that. Hire me, Nintendo!
Fuck you!
Second, we have this amazing satirical piece that fully implements all the criticisms that have been levied into the artwork. First is a great piece of Nessa fan art. Second is her with fair skin to make fun of those who say, "It's just my art style." Third is her with pitch black skin, making fun of people telling artists to make her darker. And last is her in a old diver's gear, poking fun at people who think she's over-sexualized. Great bait, mate, I rate 8 out of 8. Third isn't very good bait though. We have this here piece that has no clue what shadows do to color. The artist posted a video of them showing how they took the color from Nessa's official artwork to color the artwork, so I'm sure it's bait, but its execution is sloppy. And I didn't see this one at first, but this one is by far the most shocking of them all. I'll just put it on screen and...
It smells good. What the fuck?!
Okay. Now, is this okay? No! Obviously this is bait if you look at the caption, but this is going way too far. Sometimes you have to take a step back, take a breath, and realize, oh wait, this is actually racist. Was there a racist intent behind this? I really haven't got a clue, but what I want to know is why the artist did this in the first place. They're throwing bait out there into a very heated discussion on the internet, which is the one place you do not want people to hate you. Hell, people are legitimately rallying to get this guy's Patreon and Gumroad taken down, and I can't blame them. In the famous words of James Rolfe, what were they thinking? Most of the bait is pretty inconspicuous too, only the second and last one cleverly revealing that they're bait. The others are so tonally calm that they are just waiting to get yelled at. A lot of people have been trying to say that Eastern artists are the ones totally dunking on people who make these arguments, right? But that idea kinda falls really flat when you really realize that they're doing similar stuff to Final Fantasy characters. It's obviously not the same people, but they fall for the same trappings that Westerners do, so obviously Easterners aren't some advanced being. So, what did we learn? The world sucks and everyone's a terrible person. Good night, everybody. And that was a run-through of all the examples of outrage and controversy surrounding character designs and the edits that come with them. Now, let me make it abundantly clear that I obviously don't like whitewashing. I'm a brown person myself, and as I've already stated, I love dark skin over most things. I personally get annoyed if I see a picture of Shantae with like fair skin, because why would you do this? God help me, why? But that's just it. I'm just annoyed. I'm not outraged or screaming at rooftops that they are trying to make some statement about beauty and skin color. Each and every one of these controversies can be described as unnecessary. The backlash is unnecessary, the edits are unnecessary, the harassment is most definitely uncalled for, and these contrived arguments about race and colorism is unnecessary. And all of this results in a bunch of bait that just gets everyone angry. And before I go, don't harass anyone mentioned in this video. That's the last thing this debacle needs. I was Rhythm Rev, and this was my video of the week. Hope you hated it.